advancing historic reforms to cut plastic and packaging waste. The big SB 54 milestones ahead, plus $90 million available to cut landfill and climate pollution through local organics recycling and food rescue programs, and Beverage Container Recycling Grants helping boost recycling as Paradise rebuilds.
That's one of the beauties of this grant, was being able to reestablish some consistency in the town.
CalRecycle's monthly public meeting starts now.
Good morning, everyone. We are having some static in the background, so there may be a point where we need to reboot this broadcast. Thanks for joining CalRecycle's October 2023 public meeting. This meeting is for Californians by Californians as we work together to protect our communities and fight climate change. To serve people of differing abilities and comply with the requirements of the Americans with Disabilities Act, CalRecycle provides closed captioned for publicly viewed meetings. Because live captioning requires voice recognition software, some errors may occur. Here's information about our Spanish language interpretation.
Language shouldn't be a barrier when it comes to protecting our air, water, and land. CalRecycle is simulcasting this meeting in both English and Spanish. Click the public meeting banner at the top of calrecycle.ca.gov for a link to our webcast in English and Spanish. If you're attending this meeting in person in Byron Share Auditorium, we have Spanish interpretation devices available. Let our team on the left-hand side of the dais know if you need one. El idioma no debe de ser una barrera cuando se trata de proteger nuestro aire, nuestra agua y tierra. CalRecycle está transmitiendo simultáneamente esta junta pública en español e inglés. Puede encontrar el enlace en línea en español e inglés en la parte superior de nuestra página web calrecycle.ca.gov. Si asiste a esta junta en persona en el auditorio Byron Share, tenemos dispositivos de traducción al español disponibles. Solo informe a nuestro equipo al lado izquierdo del mostrador de presentación si necesita uno.
Our first agenda item today is the Director's Report. Chief Deputy Director Mindy McIntyre joins us with some important updates. Good morning, Mindy.
Good morning and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us in the room and online. Just a few updates and we'll jump right to the agenda, which has more updates, plenty going on this fall. Just a few legislative updates. Governor Newsom signed both SB 353 and AB 1526. 353 it is relative to the beverage container program and adds 100% juice and revises the processing payment, among other things, and updates to 1013. Governor Newsom also signed AB 1526, which adds aerosol paint spray and coating to the paint EPR program. Additional regulatory workshops are coming for SB 54, AB 2440, loose batteries, SB 1215, battery embedded products, and more. So plenty of updates that you'll hear about in the meeting. So appreciate your participation.
Thank you. CalRecycle wants your feedback and participation as we work to implement historic circular economy reforms. Organizations can now apply to become the SB 54 Producer Responsibility Organization. The application is available on our website. The last day to apply is January 1st, 2024. The department is working to release, what's that?
Apologies, everyone. I just wanted to make a note that there is one more update, which is important. The SB 54 PRO application period is now open. Thank you.
Yes. So again, that the last day to apply will be January 1st, 2024. The department is working to release 2020 or SB 54 draft regulatory language and hold additional workshops this fall before starting formal rulemaking in early 2024. Sign up for the SB 54 email listserv for updates. Additionally, CalRecycle is also working to implement the Responsible Battery Recycling Act of 2022. The law requires producers to establish a stewardship organization to safely collect and recycle loose batteries. We're holding an informational session tomorrow at 10 a.m. here in the Byron Share Auditorium. You can also register to participate online. The workshop will provide an overview of AB 2024 requirements, an implementation timeline, and information on how to participate in the rulemaking process. Check out the public notice linked in today's agenda and subscribe to our email listserv for updates. And also happening tomorrow, our latest SB 1383 chat with CalRecycle. The webinar will run from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. and will focus on enforcement requirements and include peer sharing from jurisdictions on their enforcement processes. You can find the Zoom registration on CalRecycle's events calendar at the top of our homepage. Additionally, $90 million is still available for SB 1383 local assistance grants. Applications are due by November 15th of this year. CalRecycle is modernizing the bottle bill by adding wine and spirit beverage containers to the CRV recycling program. Beverage Container Recycling Program Deputy Director Amy Cameron is here with an announcement. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning. Thanks, Maria. The Beverage Container Recycling Program will have an operational guidelines webinar on October 24th, 2023 at 10 a.m. This webinar will be for all Beverage Container Recycling Program participants to provide guidance regarding new beverages and new container types that begin on January 1st, 2024. You can register online to participate in the Zoom webinar. This announcement with the Zoom registration link is on our CalRecycle website under public notices. It will also be available via webcast for viewing only. Webinar materials will be available online in the next day or two. There will be an additional webinar specifically for beverage manufacturers with more details regarding registration, processing fees, labeling, etc. on November 8th. Please sign up on listserv for more information. Back to you, Maria.
Thanks, Amy. Californians have recycled 282 billion bottles and cans through this program in the past 3 decades. CalRecycle grants and payment programs help communities boost their beverage container recycling rates while making redemption easier for residents. Take a look at how Beverage Container Recycling Grant, a Beverage Container Recycling Grant helped the town of Paradise after the 2018 Camp Fire.
The town of Paradise was shattered in 2018 by the most destructive fire in California history. Determined survivors concerned for the environment has prioritized rebuilding the town's recycling collection program to bring back a sense of normalcy and purpose with the help of nearly $200,000 in grant funds from CalRecycle.
For this particular grant, we installed 60 bins to replace all our community beverage and recycling containers throughout our parks and the walkways. That's one of the beauties of this grant, was being able to reestablish some consistency in the town. And it's like a little beacon of rebuilding.
The town of Paradise did more than invest in new recycling bins.
We made a commercial showcasing how to properly dispose of beverage containers and that these new bins were being put in all the community spaces and the parks, and showed everybody that and said, remember to continue to recycle, Paradise strong. Even the little things help.
Those little things helped California's Beverage Container Recycling Program keep more than 482 billion beverage containers out of our streets, rivers, and landfills over the past 3 decades. These bins do more for Paradise and give a convenient place to recycle cans and bottles.
Post-fire, these recycling bins help strengthen the feeling of community. It's something that we all do together, and I think that's a really important message post-fire, is that it's really hard to do any of this by yourself, but together, we can make a really big difference.
Innovative beverage container redemption pilot projects are also making it easier for Californians to cash in their bottles and cans in underserved areas. Division of the Circular Economy Deputy Director Zoe Heller joins us with grant award announcements. Good morning, Zoe.
Good morning, Maria. CalRecycle is awarding $500,000 to J&D Recycling LLC to expand its services by adding a bag drop system to its pilot project in the city of San Mateo. Through the bag drop system, customers will be able to drop off their CRV materials in designated drop bags with unique customer number cards. People who use the bag drop system to drop their CRV material can expect payments within 48 hours or can receive a cash payment if they are present during the CRV material inspection. More funding will soon be available for recycling centers and other program participants to help recycle more containers and make redemption more convenient. CalRecycle will be holding a webinar, or a workshop rather, on November 15th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. to provide interested parties an overview of several new beverage container grant programs associated with AB 179 and SB 1013. Programs include funding for startup costs for recycling centers and processors, innovative redemption methods like reverse vending machines, bag drop recycling, and mobile recycling, deposit return innovations for reusable containers, programs for market development, and workforce development. Please subscribe to the Beverage Container Recycling Program General Information Listserv to be notified when registration opens. Today, we're also announcing $2.4 million for eight Tire Incentive Program grant projects. The awardees are set to turn 18 million pounds of old tires into valuable new products, including roof shingles, sports flooring, accessibility ramps, and traffic cones. That will keep an equivalent of 1.5 million tires out of our landfills. The Tire Incentive Program provides incentive payments to businesses that use recycled crumb rubber in products or as a substitute for virgin materials. Over 8 million tires have been kept out of landfills by this program so far. Next on the agenda, updates on two of our funding programs. The Community Composting for Green Spaces grant program provides funding to cut climate pollution, strengthen the economy, and feed Californians, particularly in underserved areas. Grant Cycle 3 will provide funding to qualifying tribal entities to create, improve, or expand community composting sites. Based on feedback to the criteria presented in September, CalRecycle increased the maximum award amount to $100,000. Under certain conditions, we added the option to increase grant awards. Indirect costs were increased to match tribes' approved indirect cost rate. The RFA was approved and the application will be released within the next week. The first cycle of this grant program kept 5,400 tons of organics out of landfill, planted 488 trees, and cut climate pollution equal to taking 700,000 cars off the road for a year. We also have made changes to our Recycling Market Development Zone loan program eligibility criteria that was presented at our August monthly public meeting. The RMDZ program supports new or expanded recycling infrastructure to turn California waste materials into new products. After reviewing comments, eligibility criteria were revised in several places, but to highlight a few, to ensure that circularity is prioritized and to ensure continued funding for new and expanding projects that develop markets for recycled material. The updated criteria are posted on our website. Back to you, Maria.
Thanks so much, Zoe. CalRecycle has upgraded our public comment intake system. To submit your comments, you can find the link in the same location on our website, just with a new look.
California wants your input on recycling and trash pollution issues. Join CalRecycle's decision-making process by submitting a public comment on any of today's agenda items. Microphones are available for those of you in the room. If you're joining remotely, just click the public meeting banner at the top of our website, then click the public meeting portal to send us your feedback. We'll address public comments at the end of the meeting.
You can access the public comment portal through our new monthly public comment meeting webpage. The webpage is also available in Spanish. We will address submitted comments at the end of this meeting. So now we go back to Deputy Director Zoe Howler for a series on Extended Producer Responsibility Program announcements.
Got quite a few for you today. We'll start with carpet. California's carpet stewardship law requires stewardship organizations to submit a plan to CalRecycle for increasing the carpet assessment if the current assessment is not sufficient to fund the program. CalRecycle received CARE's differential assessment plan amendment on September 20th and solicited public comments through October 6th. The director must approve, conditionally approve, or disapprove CARE's plan amendment by November 20th. The statutory deadline for the director's decision is 1 day prior to next month's monthly public meeting, so we'll provide an update at the November monthly public meeting. Be sure to sign up for the carpet stewardship listserv to keep apprised on this item. Up next, staff are reviewing 7 documents related to the Pharmaceutical and Sharps Waste Stewardship Program that were submitted August through October. MedProject's revised 2022 annual reports and 2024 annual program budgets for its Drugs and Sharps program. The Drug Takeback Solutions Foundation's revised 2022 annual reports for its Drugs and Sharps program, and Ultimed's Sharps 2022 annual report. The statutory deadline for compliance determination the statutory 90-day compliance determination deadline for Ultimed Sharp's annual report is November 16th. The statutory 90-day compliance determination deadline for MedProject's annual reports and annual program budgets and the Drug Take-Back Solutions Foundation's annual report is November 20th. The statutory deadlines for these directors' decisions are also a day and several days prior to the next monthly public meeting, so we'll be providing updates on these items at the November public meeting. And the statutory 90-day compliance determination deadline for the Drug Take-Back Foundation's revised 2022 drugs annual report is mid-January. Be sure to sign up for the Pharma Sharps listserv to keep apprised of these decisions on these various items. Thank you.
CalRecycle's waste reduction and recycling progress would not be possible without the hard work of our jurisdictions. Deputy Director Kara Morgan of CalRecycle's Materials Management and Local Assistance Division is here with our next agenda items. Good morning, Kara.
Good morning. Thanks, Maria. Hi, everybody. Just wanted to share that we have some 5-year review reports today. CalRecycle is required to review and either approve or disapprove each county-wide or regional agency integrated waste management plan 5-year review report. These reports are a comprehensive review of jurisdictions' planning documents. They can be impacted by changes in demographics, disposal capacities, funding, and diversion programs. The counties of Butte, Nevada, and Placer submitted their 5-year review reports for their countywide integrated waste management plans, and they concluded no revisions to the planning documents are necessary. I've approved these items. Back to you, Maria.
Thanks, Kara. Now we're going to go to the pending solid waste and tire facilities permits and emergency waivers section. CalRecycle has upgraded its facility permit presentation to show an aerial view of the county or community and then an aerial view of the specific facility that we're addressing. Here's a quick overview of California facility standards plus a statewide facility permit update from Environmental Program Manager Paulina Lawrence.
Protecting the health of Californians and their land, food, water, and air is a big job. Local, state, and federal agencies play different roles to enforce public health and environmental safety standards. In California, solid waste local enforcement agencies process applications, issue, and enforce permits for solid waste facilities. These include landfills, transfer stations, compost facilities, or similar operations. CalRecycle must verify permits are consistent with state requirements. Permits can only address areas within the authority of local enforcement agencies and CalRecycle. Check out the link below for more detailed information. Emergency waivers allow temporary changes to solid waste permit requirements in response to local or state disasters. Local enforcement agencies may approve the waivers, which are good for up to 120 days and may be extended. CalRecycle must review approved waivers and can condition, limit, suspend, or terminate them. Check out the link for more detailed information. For waste tire facilities, CalRecycle processes applications, issues, and enforces waste tire permits. These include requirements to make sure tires are stored and processed in a way that reduces potential threats from fire and disease-carrying vectors like mosquitoes. Check out the link for more detailed information.
For Orange County, the department agreed with the local enforcement agency and concurred on September 19, 2023, a new compostable materials handling facility permit for Valencia Greenery. Action was needed September 22, 2023. For Sonoma County, the department also concurred on September 19, 2023, a modified solid waste facilities permit for Global Material Recovery Services. Action was needed September 25th, 2023. Lastly, for Stanislaus County, the department, in which they are the enforcement agency for this jurisdiction, issued on October 10th, 2023, a modified compostable materials handling facility permit for Recology Blossom Valley Organics North. Action was needed October 21st, 2023. Continuing on the agenda, for Riverside County is Paris Transfer Station and Material Recovery Facility. This is a modified solid waste facilities permit. Action is needed November 1st, 2023. Also continuing on the agenda for the City of Los Angeles is CWS DTLA Material Recovery Facility and Transfer Station. This is a modified solid waste facilities permit. Action due date is revised to November 18th, 2023. New to the agenda for Los Angeles County is Grand Central Recycling and Transfer Station. This is a revised solid waste facilities permit. Action needed is November 24th, 2023. Preliminary review of the permit package indicates the following proposed changes: updating the mailing address of the owner and operator, addition of a permitted traffic volume of 894 vehicles per day, decreasing the permitted area from 10.26 acres to 10.25 acres, updating the legal description of the facility section, the findings section, the prohibitions section, the documents that describe and/or restrict operation of the facility section, the self-monitoring section, and the local enforcement agency conditions section.
Hello, everyone. We have a few more updates to the solid waste facility and waste tire facilities section. We have an update for the City of Los Angeles for CWS DTLA Material Recovery Facility and Transfer Station. They have an updated revised due date. It has been changed to January 19th, 2024. Also, the department has received some emergency waivers. One is for Los Angeles County. This is for Pomona Valley Transfer Station. On September 29th, 2023, the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health Local Enforcement Agency granted an emergency waiver to increase the permitted maximum tonnage from 1,000 tons per day to 1,750 tons per day until January 29th, 2024. This is due to the emergency resulting from the severe storms. Thank you. Back to you, Maria.
Thank you so much, Paulina. You can find more information on any of today's agenda items. Just go to CalRecycle's homepage and click on the public meeting web banner at the top of our site for a link to the agenda and associated public notices. We also have a new box on the homepage that has a public meeting link directly in the middle of the page. Now, time for public comments. First, we'll take comments from the public present in our Sacramento, Cali, PA headquarters meeting room today. Are there any comments in the room?
Good morning, Mike Robeson. I just had a quick question on the SB 54 regulations. Is there something online already on proposed regulations, or is there?
Not yet, but our next workshop will be going over the entire draft regulations. So we don't have it, we haven't noticed it yet, and we'll be sending out the regulations, the draft regulations for review prior.
All right, thanks.
Any other comments in the room today? Okay.
All right, we have a few comments submitted online. One is from Claire Warshaw, who is a resident discussing illegal dumping, mentioning challenges with illegal dumping and homeless campers in their area, asking that CalRecycle and other local agencies, authorities, and citizens push for immediate legislation that would make any homeless campsite into a temporary state campsite until proper housing is attained for this population. We'll take note of that comment. And we are working, of course, as always, with the locals on illegal dumping and addressing illegal dumping. Next comment is from Ryan Compote, commenting on solid waste and tire facilities, talking about the dire situation that's been affecting the community. Apologies, this is a very long comment, and They're requesting a thorough investigation into the landfill's operation, implementation, and immediate measures to mitigate the leachate pooling and gas emissions, and establishment of a transparent plan with clear timelines for resolution. This is referring to the Chiquita Canyon landfill, and CalRecycle is aware of the issue and is working very closely to support the local enforcement agency, and will be closely monitoring that process. Stephanie LaCubra comments on the Beverage Container Recycling Program, noting that she went to our local Safeway and tried to recycle bottles and cans, but were told that they are no longer accepted because of a pilot program. For these comments, we recommend calling into our reporting number, which is 1-800-RECYCLE, so that we're aware. We can also connect you to any pilot program that is in the area, if in fact there is a pilot in the area. Amy Cameron, would you like to add any?
No, please call us and we'll make sure we hook you up the nearest pilot project or the nearest recycling center. Thank you.
Maximilio Riveras comments on organics. Apologies. What would the method for inputs be made? I'm not sure what the question is here, but when would this opportunity be open and when would it close? Tree trimming companies trying to get material for urban forestry that has been clipped and ground SB 1383 certified.
Yeah, Maximilian, if you could provide your contact information so we can have a team member follow up, because we're not exactly clear on the question that's being asked, and we'll have someone get in touch with you later today. Thank you. Container Recycling Institute is asking about the Beverage Container Recycling Program and curious when more upcoming workshops concerning SB 1013 and/or draft regulations will occur. And I think we went over the events, and all events are on our events calendar. But in addition, the Operation Guidelines webinar will be on Tuesday, October 24th, and then future workshops will be announced through our listserv and on our events calendar. Those are all the comments from online.
Thanks so much, Mindy. And let's see, thanks to everyone. It's a very short meeting today who participated in today's public meeting. You can find the videos from today's meeting and the October monthly public meeting recording posted to CalRecycle's YouTube channel as soon as possible. As we work to make our communication as accessible, inclusive, and relevant to Californians as we can, we welcome your feedback through CalRecycle's public comment portal. Have a great rest of your morning and week, and we will see you next month.